So let's welcome Haikal.
All right, thank you so much, Fatiha, for having me here today. And thank you so much for those of you who are attending this session. I'll be sharing my screen right now. So pretty much today, I would like to start introducing an overview of Trinity College Dublin as an institution and what we could offer in terms of our programs, and also showcasing the lifestyle of international students in Ireland. So thank you so much for joining. So first, I would like to share our notable alumni that have been contributed to a lot of the world of science, the world of literature, and also the world of entertainment. Okay, so a part of the topic for today is just to showcase and expose what you can experience as an international student in Ireland. So right now I have a video to share for you guys to watch. Yeah, so that will be a little peek into your future if you choose Ireland as your study destination. So here's a bit of showcasing in terms of commuting to Ireland itself from this region, and we'll take Kuala Lumpur as the destination point. It will usually take around 13 to 14 hours to reach Ireland, and the usual routes would be taking a direct flight to London and transit to Dublin, or pretty much do an early transit somewhere in the Middle East or in Europe before flying to Dublin. Here's a bit of some of the locations you might identify in big blockbuster movies, and they were all shot in Ireland. Okay, so here's a bit some details on why study in Ireland. The first one would be it's a friendly, safe environment. With a population of 4.5 million and counting, they are always looking for international students to stay back. After the whole incident of Brexit, Ireland is the only English-speaking country in EU. It does have a long tradition in education excellence, with leading global companies all established in Ireland. It's known for the innovative and creative culture. It's the first in Europe for a completion of third level of education. It uses the currency euro, and it also does provide a post-study work visa for international students, which I will explain further in the later slides. So one thing about Ireland, it is known now as the new Silicon Valley of Europe, which means that all the big tech companies are already established, and pretty much they have a huge range of industry established there as well. So it's known as the multinational hub. It has 9 of the top 10 global ICT companies, gaming companies, pharmaceutical companies, diagnostic companies with medical device, all established there, together with 50% of the world's leading financial services firms as well. I was showcasing a bit about the country of Ireland. We'd like to narrow it down a bit more to the capital of Ireland, which is the city of Dublin. And this is where our university is located at. And just like any other European cities, it's a young, friendly European capital. It's the 10th safest city in the world, one of the best student cities in the world. And given the fact that I've mentioned about the new Silicon Valley of Europe, it's known as a global tech hub. So one thing that differentiates Dublin with other European capital like Berlin or Paris, they Dublin itself, it does not really have high-rising buildings. It does not really portray a metropolitan type of vibe because it pretty much preserves Irish authenticity in terms of the architecture, which is also why it's known as the UNESCO City of Literature. It has a very good commute system in the city center and also from the university through bus and rail. It's a gateway to continental Europe and is very rich with museums, theaters, art, music, and also festivals. So here's a bit, like this is another video, but it's just a bit of like a sharing on what Trinity has produced in terms of the world of culture, in terms of history and science.
Inspiration has lived here since 1592, and more than 400 years later, it's still going strong. Inspiration has helped burgeoning writers put pen to paper and given world leaders a head start. It has set the stage for budding playwrights and created characters that will never die. For countless actors who started here, inspiration has played a part. Work done in Trinity helped split the atom, battled cancer, and guided man's first giant leap. From here, we've inspired people around the world. But even with this proud history, we are firmly focused on the future. Today, we are making new discoveries and inspiring the next generation of history makers.
By some of you here. Okay, so here's a bit of some trivia in terms of Trinity as an institution. It was founded in 1592, making it the oldest university in Ireland. And up until now, it's still the ranked as #1 university in Ireland. It's the first in Europe for educating entrepreneurs for the 5th year in a row. And it's also a member of the prestigious LaRue. And these two points pretty much highlight Trinity as an institution, and they emphasize on developing students' ability in developing their big ideas into a business idea, and also are developing students' ability in academic excellence and research. Trinity College Dublin is the 8th most international university in the world, which has a lot of different diversity and different backgrounds. Over 600 plus course options, and at this point of time, it's at 101 on QS World Ranking. Okay, so before we break down to some of the programs that we offer, in Trinity, we have 3 main faculties, breaking down to each particular school. So the first faculty will focus on arts, humanities, and social sciences. The second one will be on health sciences, and the third one will be on STEM subjects. Here's the showcase on some of the subjects that we offer and how they rank on the top 100 university in the world for 18 subjects. As you can see, the ones on the slide will be top 100, and the ones that are bolded will be top 50. So one thing that I hope you guys saw in the video just now will be our main library. It's called the Book of Kells. It's the largest library in Ireland. Pretty much it's also a tourist place where approximately 1 million people visit in a year. And but the thing is, in terms of the library being open, accessible, with a full access would be only applicable to students. This old library was completed in 1732, making it one of the most impressive libraries in the world. The reason why it gets its name, the Book of Kells, is due to the 9th century Gospel manuscript, which has been in Trinity since the 1600s. and over 6 million items reflecting 400 years of academic development. All right, so here's a bit of an overview on the structure of programs that we offer. The first level of program that we offer will be the one-year foundation program, which has two pathways. We have our typical four-year bachelor's programs across all three faculties. We have five-year professional programs that focus more on the STEM subjects. We have a one-year taught postgraduate program with 2 to 4 years research degrees, and this could be a postgraduate research or a PhD program. First, I would like to introduce our International Foundation program, and this will be usually for students who have completed 11 years of education, and this could be a pre-U qualification that you can do before you progress and do our degree. For our foundation program, it takes 12 months to complete, and it has two pathways. A focuses more on the social sciences subjects, while pathway B will focus more on the STEM subjects. And by the time students have completed the pathway A, they can progress to do any of the bachelor degrees on this list. So to complete the pathway B, they can do any of the progression degrees right here, and that includes medicine. Okay. So moving on to some of the highlights of our undergraduate degree programs. Mind you, for today's presentation, I would like to highlight some of the programs that could resonate more with students from this region, but I can actually emphasize that we are offering even more range of program, which I can share with you on how to navigate on searching the right program for yourself. So the first one that I would like to highlight would be our global business program, where it emphasizes on innovation and entrepreneurship skills. It has a blended learning where it develops students' academic excellence and also giving them some industrial experience. And students who have chosen this bachelor's degree, they can actually have a career in innovation and entrepreneurship, in economics, in international business, in accounting and finance, and also in marketing. And by doing this program, students can have the opportunity to develop foreign language proficiency, work as an intern at a firm or nonprofit organization, live and study at another country, and carry out a research project. So one thing about Irish education is the fact that it does encourage students to have the autonomy to pretty much shape the degree that they want. So that's why we also offer single and joint honors. And by joint honors, it means like a double degree. So students can actually choose from any of this listed down subjects here to actually have a full undergraduate degree on its own, but also have the opportunity to combine with any of the other discipline. But one thing that I would like to highlight is that not all combinations are possible. So this could be like our newest collaboration, which is our dual BA program with Columbia University. That is an Ivy League university in New York. So how this works is students will do 2 years in Trinity and another 2 years in Columbia. And by the time they finish all 4 years, they will graduate with 2 separate degree certificates in the respective of the institution. So a bit of an example here would be the ones that on the light blue will be the degree that they will graduate in, courtesy of Trinity. And the ones on the darker blue, these are the ones that they can major in from the Columbia University certificate. Okay, moving on to one of our Trinity College Dublin new motto, which is an environmental awareness. And this is where we start developing this E3 initiative to create a program of multidisciplinary, where it focuses a combination of engineering to computer science, to natural sciences, vice versa of each. So students typically can actually choose in the first 2 years, focusing on one genre of this E3 component, and the other 2 years focusing on the other aspect of it, just according to students' interests as well. Here's a bit of the course pathway for our engineering program in Trinity. The first 2 years, it will be more on the generic engineering subjects, and third year onwards, students can start choosing the specialization they want to pursue. Students can actually have the option to graduate within 4 years, or they can actually do a summer, 1 semester abroad in another university affiliated with us, or even an internship in one of the affiliated organization with us, and coming back in 5th year and graduate. Like I mentioned about our E3 initiative, it will be more about environmental awareness, which is why one of our newest development will be combining environmental science and engineering. This type of pathway is pretty much focused on preparing students to be equipped with the right knowledge, because in Ireland, this industry is really, really booming, and they are looking for graduates with specific skills. We also have our sciences streams that we offer in Trinity, either in biological, biomedical sciences, chemical sciences, geography and geoscience, and physical sciences. One of our most famous courses in Trinity will be our computer science program, where we have a single honors or also joint honors. And part of the E3 initiative, we have make an established program, a combination of computer science and geography. And with the same reason of the combination of environmental science and engineering, because there will be a lot of opportunities for students to secure a career with those skills. We also have a specific computer science, linguistic, and a language program, and also management science and information system studies. So one of the most famous things about studying in Ireland is of our health sciences programs, and basically focusing on medicine and dentistry. So we do offer medicine and dentistry, and the good thing about studying in Ireland itself is that aptitude tests are not required. But the thing is, for students that are coming from this region, in terms of inquiries and also application, it will need to be done through IUMC. And pretty much the communication and application will be done there. They pretty much demonstrate the same application system as the UCAS. So that just an introduction on how to navigate through IUMC if you are interested in applying for medicine program. And besides those two main programs, we also offer occupational therapy, physiotherapy, radiation therapy, human nutrition and dietetics, and human health and disease. And another highlight about our programs for our health sciences, we do have a very strong affiliation with our partner hospitals, which allow our students to have a clinical placement and pretty much have that kind of hands-on learning environment. So I did mention the fact that we have a study exchange program abroad for students to choose. And we have around 300 plus worldwide in terms of students options. And you can actually go to from North America to other parts of Europe, Middle East, and Asia. Okay, so moving on to some of the highlights on our postgraduate degrees. And again, a part of our E3 initiative, we have developed this new program called Smart and Sustainable Cities. And this is pretty much on enhancing students' knowledge in architecture or from urban planning background. By doing this subject, it pretty much helps them in terms of developing their skills, because I will go to a point of slide where I'll explain the job opportunities in Ireland, because it's very easy. And by doing a master's program, it's possible for students to pretty much gain the right knowledge to start a career. We also have our School of Business, where it's one of the most competitive schools that we have. So any students that are interested in applying, I would definitely encourage to apply as soon as possible. Also have a School of Computer Science, which is also very competitive. The computer science stream, we focus on 4 strands: data science, future network systems, augmented and virtual reality, and also intelligent systems. And we also have a non-computer science type of program, which is interactive digital media, if students are interested in it. We have our Masters of Education, where we pretty much enhance students' knowledge as they are as an academic or lecturers in 11 strands on the slide. Some popular art and humanities program, which focus more on LLM, geopolitics, some applied linguistic, film, and also international history. We have a Masters of Nursing program, and we focus more on the postgraduate level, because for undergraduate level, it's not open for international students to apply. And the thing is, for students who are already practicing nurses, by doing this master's program, they also can secure a career opportunity in Ireland. So just like any other universities, we have student societies, sports club. We have a Southeast Asian community that will always support newcomers and pretty much getting them that whole familiarity and also cure their homesickness. We have state-of-the-art sports center, fitness equipment. We have theaters, galleries, museums. So students will always have something to do on campus. We have our International Student Engagement Center, which is this pretty much accessible to all international students if they have any queries in terms of immigration, visas, accommodation, and also insurance advice. They also can actually request for an airport pickup from the center. One thing that I want to highlight would be the University Buddy system that we have is pretty much assigning senior students to support newcomers to settle in across and navigate across city center and also on campus. So these are some of the supports that we offer on institution. And 2 things I want to highlight would be our support for disability students and also students who already have children at the day nursery. We have 4 on-campus accommodation, and it will be guaranteed for international students for their first year, and it can be requested for the consecutive year. And one thing about our on-campus accommodation is only applicable for undergraduate students, and for postgraduate students, they will be required to apply for our private accommodation off campus, but are still affiliated with the university. We also have a career development center where we prepare students to update their CV and preparing them for interviews. And this is the part where I want to highlight about the post-study work visa by studying in Ireland. For international students that hold an international student visa, first, they can actually work part-time 20 hours per week and 40 hours per week on holidays such as winter or summer break. For students who have completed an undergraduate degree with us, they will receive 1 year post-study work visa. And if they complete their master's degree with us, they will get 2 years post-study work visa to stay back in Ireland to pretty much find the time to secure a job. And one of the highlights I want to emphasize is the fact that students who are doing STEM subjects such as dentistry, medicine, pharmacy, or computer science, they also can actually have their own category in terms of extending their post-study work visa. 95% of Trinity graduates are either in employment or further study within 6 months. And according by study in the Irish Times, Trinity grads earn 30% more than other Irish grads within 5 years. So one thing I want to showcase here is the location of our university. As you can see here, this will be our main building together with our campuses across the city center. And we are located in the heart of Dublin, the capital, and we are surrounded by all these big names to showcase our affiliation with the industry. And we as an institution, we're always going to support our students to secure a career with any one of them. So here's a bit of our generic entry requirement for our International Foundation Program. our undergraduate program, and this according can be depending on certain programs. They have more specific requirement. And for our postgraduate program, where we typically require 2-1 degree with a minimum GPA of 3.2 and above. We do accept English language proficiency tests. We accept IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson English test, and also Duolingo. And this could be based on the range of the programs that you're applying for. Also offer a pre-sessional English session for students, and our program typically open for application on November 1st, and the deadline for application would be on June 30th. So if any of you are still interested, you still have time. Our application will be done on our website, where you have to create an application account using your personal email. Each application will cost 55 euros. And for students who are interested to apply for medicine or dentistry, they have to apply through IUMC. And this will be, to any students who are interested in making an application, your IDP counselor will support you on that. Here's a bit of an overview of our tuition fees. And for our foundation program, it ranges from 16,000 to 18,000 euros per year. For our undergraduate program, it will range from 20,000 to 26,000 euros per year, excluding medicine and dentistry, which approximately would take around 47,000 euros per year. And for our postgraduate program, it's from 13,000 to 24,000 euros per year. And here's a bit of a breakdown on the cost of living as a Trinity College Dublin student. It will range from 12,000 to 15,000 euros, and is inclusive of accommodation and living expenses for 1 year. We also offer some scholarships and bursaries, and this will only be applicable once you are an offer holder. Some of the main contacts, but if you have any instant queries that you need some respond, you can always communicate with me. Here's a bit of a highlight on our alumni network. It's 158 countries. And thank you so much for listening. If there's any question, please don't hesitate to ask me.